When it comes to how people are discussing animation nowadays, we have like a lot more films that are like trying different things. And most audiences and most people I see refer to it as Spiderverse animation. And I hate that. I don't like that as a term for a lot of reasons. It's very simplified and it's like, this is the only way you can experiment with animation. Like that, I made a video about the K-pop Demon Hunters, just rambling about it a bit, and one thing that's brought up is Spider-Verse, because you know, it's Sony Animations, but people are like, oh, Spider-Verse animation. And it's just because of the frame rate dropping, you know? It's frame rate dropping, that's it. But like, it's besides that, it's like fairly standard in like the rendering. It looks like any other animated film that's like trying to look like real life, except they, except we have like some anime expressions. But you know, if we take this animation and remove the frame rate dropping, there is a different film that has the exact same thing. It's like taking inspiration from anime and some more out there expressions. That film is called Turning Red. And I mean, people did talk about the. People have talked about like. I mean, a little bit, like the art style of Luca and Turning Red, in good faith before Helio came out. I mean, people did talk about Turning Red and Bad Faith when it came out. I mean, now all I see is Bad Faith, but it was a bit of both back then. But anyways, when it comes to the animation like this, the term I just use is just stylized CG or stylized CG animation. You know, just you can drop or include the word animation at the end. It is a lot more general. It includes way more animation styles in how they're experimenting. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and Hotel Transylvania. More cartoonish designs and way more flobbly, noodly movement. And then we also have like the Lego movie, and which is like replicating stop motion. Like the Lego shorts. Like we have the frame rate dropping, of course, but we also see like techniques that are like used in stop motion, specifically like Lego shorts, which is cool. You know, these are both under like same umbrella for me. Same with Spider-Verse. All three of these films are under the same umbrella. And, you know, because of all of these films, more films have like started messing around with not just trying to look realistic, you know, like Frozen, Megamind, or whatever. What I mean is 3D animated movies that avoid realistic proportions and goes for more unrealistic or exaggerated styles, movements, and textures, and mixes 2D elements with 3D or whatever. I think it's probably best to say, just adding this in here, that instead of like it just mixes it with 2D elements, it's like it mixes it with any other medium of sorts, like 2D animation, stop motion, comics, video games, you know, trying to like replicate elements of those mediums instead of trying to look realistic. Made a little whole list of these films, and it goes, earliest example I could find is like Flushed Away, and that we get like stop motion movement from like the mouths. It's pretty close to how the other Aardman films are like, because this one's CG and not stop motion. You know, it does take a while. Most of these styles, the early forms of like CG animated films, rely mostly on like the movement and exaggeration, like with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and even like, I don't know, a little bit of Wreck-It Ralph. It has a little bit of stylized CG. That's like the characters from the actual from the actual Fix It Felix game. The civilians there, they have they don't move like any other regular real life person, you know. it dropped frame rate and kind of moves like a video game character. Or like the cake getting like splashed over the everywhere, and then the splash is kind of less realistic and more like pixelated esque. And there are a lot of other elements like that, small elements. And I forgot to mention this for some reason, but also it just having different art styles, the way the character design is, that kinda makes it fit in there too. One film that people bring up a lot is like Peanuts, the Peanuts movie. That one goes more way out with not looking realistic, except for the backgrounds. The backgrounds look pretty much the same, like any other CG film. The camera is pretty fixed. But yeah, basically, I feel like experimenting with CG is not just about like different textures and rendering styles, like Spiderverse did. Another point I wanted to make here is that people try to cherry pick out films from specific studios to make them look worse or better. With Sony Animations, people are like, oh, Sony Animations is so much better than Pixar now. And DreamWorks is also so much better than Pixar now. I mean, we're kind of over with that, at least. It was like, for like a year, and then people moved on because people realized that, oh, wait a minute, I don't give a shit about fucking Ruby Gillman. Basically, you don't see anyone talking about the Angry Birds movie 2, or Wish Dragon, or Vivo, or Hotel Transylvania 4. I mean, that one has stylized animation, but like, these 4 films are like, at best mediocre or awful. Nobody, like, you could cherry pick those and pretend that Sony Animations is still a bad studio. And you could do the same with Pixar. You could cherry pick out their best films from this decade and pretend that they are better than DreamWorks, who have only made films like Trolls 2, Spirit Untamed, Boss Baby 2, Ruby Gillman, Trolls 3, and Kung Fu Panda 4. Those are the only films they made this decade. The DreamWorks sucks. They're terrible. You know? Because Pixar has been pushing animation forwards. At least, I mean, they haven't just been stuck in one style. I feel like people pretend that, oh, the bean-mouth CalArts style, that's the only thing Pixar are doing right now. Damn, what a great way to show that you've not watched any of these films. I'm gonna take everything you say as gospel, as nonsense. Cause okay, 3 movies this decade that use this quote-unquote CalArts bean-mouth style. We have Onward, Soul, Lightyear, Elemental, Inside Out 2. See, that's more than just those 3 films. And on the topic of those 3 films, they do look different from each other. You can't just take 3 different clips of them, one clip from each film, and pretend that they're the same fucking film. Turning Red takes like a little bit more anime influence, and the colors too. It's a little bit more pinkish in some places, and Luca is more warm, like a summer vibe. And Luca has like the mouth, like from side perspectives, the mouth will like move to the side, kind of like a 2D character would. And Turning Red has like these expressions that I mentioned earlier when I compared it to the K-pop Demon Hunters. Elio, it felt like they just took the style of Turning Red and Luca and just slapped the typical Pixar rendering style on it. Because it feels like from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like it has like, I don't know, I haven't seen the film yet. I will. I'm planning to. But then there's the series Win or Lose. I saw some people be like, oh, it looks like Grubhub. It does not look like Grubhub if you've seen the show. I watched it, and it looks really good. It is probably the most stylized Pixar has been, and the the art style is different. They're more squishy, smaller, cutesy-esque, and way more flair to the animation with like extra details. And the grass in the show looks really good. A lot of very varied styles too, with like presenting like the emotions of these characters were shown. But yeah, having followed Pixar, I think Pixar is doing fine. Disney, on the other hand, no, they're not doing great. They have not had a good streak of films in a good while. Ralph Breaks the Internet sucks. Frozen 2 sucks. Raya and the Last Dragon sucks. Encanto was good. That's one movie. Strange World sucks, so that was barely a good streak of films. And then Moana 2 sucks. That's not great. That's really bad. Didn't even trying. Oh, I forgot about Wish. Yeah. Yeah, they barely tried. They just put a filter on the film. That's it, basically. So yeah, Disney's not doing great, but Pixar, I think, is doing mostly fine artistically. But yeah, I do think it's annoying when people like try to cherry pick out films to make it look good, because like the reason why it happens is because nobody cares about the poo-poo ones. Nobody cares about fucking Kung Fu Panda 4 because it's bad. It's really bad. Don't watch it. But yeah, most of these studios are pushing forward in some way, and even if it's not like literally just a replica of Spiderverse, it is like stylized CG. That's what I refer to it as. Anyways, if you liked hearing me ramble about this, then please subscribe to hear more unscripted ramblings and whatever. I have a main channel where I just post music and normal scripted videos. So if you're interested in that, subscribe to that too. Okay, bye bye. No funny bit at the end. Sorry.